Lost girl therapy. So sometimes when we have significant events, we are not ready to process them emotionally, and instead we head back into the space of just mentally getting through our day. And one of the things that I have noticed with POTS, but also this applies to anybody who has had a significant event that has emotionally impacted them, is that when I have an episode and I swing right back into that mental state of like, okay, just get through your routine, you're just getting on with your life, the emotions build up and store in my physical body, and they really deeply impact my nervous system. Now, POTS is a nervous system disorder, so these two things go hand in hand. But if you're somebody who has had something really significant happen to them, and then you kind of switch modes straight into that mental state of like, okay, yeah, objectively it happened, but I'm not ready to emotionally process, your nervous system is still absorbing all of that stuff. And one of the things that I have found is that I have been working on retraining my mind to essentially allow space for emotional processing. It's not to say that it happens every time, because a lot of the times my mind says, we can't do this right now. We've just had a very intense episode. You've been incredibly vulnerable. You've been helpless. And emotionally, we're just not ready to handle that. But I've noticed that in the times where I have pushed myself to handle it, where I've pushed myself into that space of saying, you can handle emotional discomfort. You can feel these feelings. You can be here right now in a safe, loving, caring environment and allow your emotions to flow. What ends up happening is that I recover from a POTS episode that much quicker. So if I don't process my emotions and they're all stored in my body, I might be down for the count for 5 straight days. In the most recent episode, I literally sat down the day after and I said, you have to feel this. You have to feel the fear that you felt and the helplessness and the hopelessness and the rage and the anger and everything that comes along with being kind of leveled by your body out of nowhere. And then I bounced back. It's not to say that this is the natural instinct, because the natural instinct is always going to say, we don't have time for this right now, move on and get going. But when I have created safe, loving, caring environments and I have allowed my emotions to come up in a way that feels authentic to me and meaningful to me, as I let the steam out of the emotional kettle, my physical body can actually just relax the slightest bit. And if you are somebody who struggles with a nervous system disorder, if you have POTS, or if you have high anxiety, if you are somebody who can feel the physical tension in your body, you know how meaningful it is when you're able to get that sense of relief. That slightest bit of saying, oh, thank God, my muscles are not holding on to all of this tension today. Or I can actually just take a deeper breath, which I haven't been able to do in months.